Alright guys, it's Beard making another team overview. Today is going to be Azrael, Susan, and I'm not looking forward to this. This team will generally run Susanoo point in most situations, as Azrael cannot make use of his assists, generally speaking, as you get no confirm off of Gustav plus assist if it hits. You have pretty much the same frame advantage if they block it as if you just didn't call an assist anyway, so there's not really a whole lot of reason to do that other than popping CC. But you don't want to have to be popping CC every time you do this, which you also need to do to confirm it. But even then you won't at most distances because they get launched further than Az can actually cover. So you're just kind of stuck with that. So you run Susan point. Really just hope you can get a hit, because once you're in the corner you actually can start doing some really good stuff offensive wise with very high reward. But getting to that point is going to be incredibly difficult. Assist wise, you're going to mainly use 5P as your space control assist, since it hits actually a lot higher up than you would think, and it's his only fast assist for covering that kind of space. So, but outside of that, you're only really going to use 4P in neutral, because you don't have a good way to enforce his 6P from a neutral situation in the way that something like Gordo or Adachi would have. So instead, you just kind of have to play it very bare bones neutral, because you effectively only have one neutral assist that isn't anti-projectile. Because while Growler, it's a good assist depending on the matchup, it's also a not good assist depending on the matchup as well, so you're not always going to be able to make use of it. So you're just going to have to play a very bare bones style of neutral with an occasional assist to control space, but mostly just solid Susanoo play, because you're not going to have good ways to set up situations from like different assist calls or ways to enforce your assist on block. You have that some distances, but it's not like most distances you could do that at. You could probably have pressed the button and done something faster while having better options afterwards. In the times that you're going to have Azrael point, you're really just gonna have to try and play like Susan's 6P is still a really good assist, even if he can't take advantage of it as well as other characters. So instead of doing like Gustav, you're gonna want to do just dash at them, because this way I can set up stuff like that. I could potentially safe jump some slower reversals or something like that, because obviously I just, there's not enough time. I end up either anywhere from +1 to like -2 if I do this from like this distance. So it's really not worth it to do in most situations. So instead, you're just gonna do this. Susan's 5P, it's active, and that's its biggest use as a neutral tool, is that it is just very active. And then his 4P is actually nice, since Az's actual anti-air is pretty bad, so you have to rely on these a lot. So having a strong anti-air assist is pretty nice, but that's not like the number one important thing for Azrael, and that's the only thing you're really gonna get outside of stuff involving his 6P, just trying to make people block. So yeah, you're really not going to want to have as point because you'll have to play him very solo based, but he's not good at that. Once you actually do get someone in the corner, it is a very different game with this team, as you get super high damage as like your average, because you're going to be getting like 9-10k average damage without supers with this team, because Az can do like 10-11k for one bar with a Valiant combo if you got good confirms, while Susan's gonna be getting like 8-9k with his good confirms. So you get a lot of damage off pretty much anything. And then you get really good Oki regardless of who's on point, because you obviously get like as side swap sandwich into active swap 50-50, or you get unblockable Susan point that lead into good damage and go back into the open. So you just get, you can run someone over once you actually get them here, but getting them here is the hard part. You can also, I believe, unblockable with that, but you have to be really tight to do it. But it would give you a better option, because once you hit someone with Az, in that situation, you can do this, and then just it loops back into an unblockable. Right, which you can then use to set up another unblockable situation from the unblockable you just did, which can be very difficult to deal with once it gets going. Especially since that's gonna do a ton of damage. Like, you'll kill people 2-3 hits and they can't do anything about it. Overall, I really don't think this team is any good. The reward it gets once it gets going, while it is strong, in so many matchups you are not going to be able to get going even remotely consistently. Meanwhile, neither character is really able to work with the other one in any kind of context outside of that specific situation in the corner once you're already in advantage. While obviously the good teams for these characters can set up situations without needing to get there, because that's the I've already won situation. So this is a very win more team. Once it's winning, it's going to go really hard, but it's not going to be able to start winning very easily. Do I think you should play it? I mean, if you want to play it, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. If you asked me if it was a competitive team, I would tell you no, you should definitely not. But if you enjoy the team and you want to play the team, you should go right ahead and play it, regardless of my perceived strength or the perceived strength of others on it, simply because playing what you enjoy is still the most important part of the game, because you're going to lose motivation if you don't. So it's not great, but it can be fun at times. I really do wish it was good, because I love playing both of these characters, but it's not. So just do what you want.